Greetings and welcome to Drama in the Dirt. I'm so glad you're with us. I get out on a site, dig up a few nice things, kind of out of the way place. Been there before, but it needs a lot more work, so that's why I was there. We've been fortunate here in this part of Ohio that the ground is not frozen. Unfortunately, it's pretty well going by the wayside, so it's going to be cold. Then I meet up with Matt and Caleb. It was a lovely day for January. We walk about a half a mile back, some of it on plowed ground. But today's title is Desperately Seeking the Ghost House of Angie Cowgill. Sounds scary? Nah, it might be, but probably not. But I'm so glad you're here. I trust you'll enjoy the episode. I'm sure that you will. We had a great time. Like it, maybe even share it, okay? It was so good to be out with the fellas again. As always, God bless you and keep you. May all your digs make you smile. Why? Because you're bringing history back to the future. Did you know that? Oh, it's getting dark. I got a nice signal here. Do not dig with your pinpointer. I think we probably got a water brass. Maybe. There. I'm not sure. It's like a piece of probably copper or brass chain. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And it's not ferrous. All right. Look at that sunbaker. What would you say? Part of a lamp? Oh, it looks like a buckle, doesn't it, or a suspender? No, maybe lamp. We'll try to straighten it out a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Look at this. See if you can see that. I just flipped that right there. Let me see here. Solid 75. It's right in the bottom of the plug too. 76, 75, I can't. Hope it's not a big wad of aluminum. I'm pretty far from the road, so let me see what it is. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yeah. It's a relic. Oh, look at that. Buckle. It looks like the exact one Caleb got the other day. That's pretty. All right. When you dig it up, I always wonder who was the last person that laid their hands on that. They probably didn't even know of Abraham Lincoln. And that has, let me see, it has writing on it, but I suppose it's just the brand of the thing. This ring's 82, 83, just about. Now let me tell you another thing. I am working the outskirts of the nail patch. I mean, you can work the nail patch. You have to eventually get around to it. But you would be surprised what you come up with if you work the outskirts where the yard and stuff used to be. Some patches, I mean, they're just so nail infested, it is almost impossible to get anything out of there. So today, I'm working the outskirts and then plus way in the back. I'm going to get out of the nail patch and just see. I don't know how big their yard was back here. I got a pretty good idea how big their front yard was, but not their back. So, all right, that's great. I like that. That's a half cent. I'm going to jump over the moon. It was bumpy. Everything in here is bumpy because there's just iron everywhere. Oh, I think it's a giant. What in the world is that? It's thinner than I'll get out. Oh, maybe it's a token. I think it's a token. Yeah, that's sweet. Let me give her a wipe. I don't have my mud suit on now. Oh, I think it's a clad quarter. Obviously, the farmers are out here, so no, it's definitely not anything modern. Yeah, we'll have to get cleaned up. I'm so glad to find that. Let me try one. Can't be a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm 400 feet from the road, but it does look like one, doesn't it? Chuck E. Cheese, if you please. It's too thin for a Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, that is so sweet. It is so hard going out here. All right, that's it. I'll make sure I don't lose that. All right, we're finally back here. We are earnestly seeking Angie Cowgill, and we think we've found the place. Matt's over there and Cameron's over there, so Matt's waving. So wish us luck. Iron one.
Yeah, I was about to live dig that.
Well, it sounded like to me it was on the surface.
Yeah, I knew it was close.
Yeah. That big coil's really hard to tell and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. Say something.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. I got me a flatty. Don't call me fatty. The wind's nasty out here. We got to be careful. Well, that's good. That was a nice tone. See my, what do you call those things, those rock things? I got another signal there. There's my microphone. You got to be careful not putting your finger on it. Go ahead. It's got to be an 09S.
Of course. 14.
Is it D?
Oh, I can't read. 16.
You wear contacts right now?
No. 16 plain.
Is it? I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, and that weight that needs toned.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, somebody found a coin at least. I got a nice flatty too, beautiful.
4 years old.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's a little.
Oh yeah, this stuff's everywhere.
Yeah, there's a ton of it.
I don't know.
1 cent, 1906.
I'm gonna try to pick up a used camcorder like I had. It gave out finally.
You know, for a second I thought it was a 2 and I was going to throw it back.
I know.
Because it kind of looked the size of
Yeah, it almost looks like that token I dug. The same thickness.
Yeah.
I never had one. I never knew how thick their coins were.
It's a little thinner than a largie. I knew it wasn't a largie. Smaller too.
I mean, this camera's not.
I said half cent walking up, but
Well,
I thought 2 cent.
Yeah.
You said
I just saw
02?
some details. In the book
1902,
American.
you said, or 18?
1906?
6. There's a flat button now. Yeah. Oh, welcome home.
Yeah.
I'm going to take such good care of you. Yeah.
Brass.
I'm sorry you got lost. I'm blind, but now I see.
Chipper today.
Poor baby. Whoops. I guess you can always send me a picture too.
1904, a little baby. She's got good
There,
shape
focus.
though.
04, great.
Yep, 04, yeah.
You got to be a happy boy with 2 coins. Poor Maddie don't have any.
Money.
Come in, Matt, just for a second, okay? We
love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
There's the boys. Hey, tell me, what did you think of Angie Cowgill? My name is Angie Cowgill. My wife and I, Anna, moved from Port Clinton, Ohio, down into the Mad River area in 1837. We took an old wagon a friend of mine had. We had a chance to get 100 acres, and a life dream might be fulfilled. So we journeyed on. It was spring, it was muddy. The horses were tired, we were tired. But in several weeks we finally arrived. I was quite pleased with the land, although hilly and some of it rocky. We would make a life there together, and there we would find solace in a place far off the road. In 1841, my wife gave birth to our son Christian. Then in 1843, my wife gave birth to our daughter Angie. She was such a happy baby, never a problem. The years marched on. Things went quite well. The ground brought forth its plenty. We all worked together. We built a life. We found happiness. We found times of tears. We found what anyone looks for. A life of fulfillment. A life together. A life of sharing. This is Angie Cowgill. I'm now 20 years old. My father Henry passed away last night. The year is 1863. Mom had passed away 2 years before that. Sadly, she caught the pneumonia. It was a cold winter. With Dad gone now, my brother Christian and I will stay on and try to make a go of the farm. I remember when I was 10 years old, my uncle Thomas would come down from Detroit. He was big in manufacturing and made quite a bit of money. He would come down every harvest and he'd always bring me something. One year he brought me a pin. Had a brown stone in it. I loved that pin. To this day I don't know really what happened to it. Christian and I stayed on and managed the farm best we could. Several years later, Christian decided to marry. He met a wonderful lady. They moved back to Port Clinton, and then from there to Detroit to work with Uncle Thomas. They did quite well. I never married, but I stayed on here at the farm, was able to manage with hired hands, and neighbors would come in. However, during harvest, Uncle Thomas and Christian would come down and help at that time. It's now 1913 and I'm 71 years old. Christian and his wife want me to come up and be with them. I think it best at this time. I can no longer manage. As always, Christian and his wife came down to help me get the harvest in. It was the last that we would ever do. Christian had now retired from business. Uncle Thomas, of course, passed on quite a few years ago. He had left Christian the business. He brought me a coin from Canada one time. I don't really know whatever happened to it. I left the old place in 1913. Of course, there were tears in my eyes. I'm so thankful for the memories that we made there. I suppose the best times are the times when we were all together. It's hard leaving this place. As anything in life, there were times of hardship, cold winters, hot summers. But looking back, it was all worth it. We loved it. It was home. Okay, I'm back here. I mean, it's like metal detecting inside a battleship. There's so many pieces of iron, but I just got a signal, and look at this. It's a piece of glass.